Imagine you're a priest. Your entire life revolves around the temple in Jerusalem, the rituals, the sacrifices, the presence of God in the Holy of Holies. Now imagine you're ripped away from all of it, dragged 900 miles to Babylon, and told to prophesy from a refugee settlement beside the canal. That's Ezekiel's story, right? And it produced one of the most structurally unique and visually intense books in the entire Bible. To understand Ezekiel's prophecies, we need to understand the world that produced them. And the world was defined by two catastrophes, separated by 10 years, both inflicted by the same empire. Babylon. In 597 BCE, Babylon's king Nebuchadnezzar conquered Jerusalem and deported its elite, priests, scribes, royal officials. Among them was a young priest named Ezekiel. He landed in a community of exiles by the Chebar Canal near the city of Babylon. 5 years later, around 593 BCE, he received his prophetic call. Then came the second blow. In 587 BCE, Nebuchadnezzar returned and destroyed Jerusalem completely, the walls, the city, and the temple itself. This was the defining trauma of ancient Israelite history. The place where God dwelled on earth was gone. Ezekiel prophesied between these two catastrophes and after the second one. His entire ministry sits in the shadow of destruction, warning it will come, then processing the aftermath. Here's what makes Ezekiel distinctive among the prophets. He was a priest first. A prophet like Amos hammered Israel for social injustice, exploiting the poor, rigging the courts. Isaiah focused on political alliances and covenant faithfulness. Ezekiel's accusations hit different targets. He charged Israel with cultic violations, defiling the temple with idols, performing improper rituals, breaching purity laws. His language echoes the holiness code. That's Leviticus chapter 17 through 26, the section of Torah most focused on purity and holiness. And his vision of hope wasn't a new king or a new covenant, it was a new temple, described in obsessive architectural detail across 9 full chapters. Floor plans, measurements, gate dimensions, altar specifications. The priest never stopped being a priest, even 900 miles from the building he was born to serve in. So how does this priestly exile organize his book? The answer is surprisingly clean. The book of Ezekiel divides into 3 clean sections. Chapters 1 through 24 cover the period before Jerusalem's destruction, 597 to 587 BCE. This is the doom section. It opens with Ezekiel's dramatic call vision, a wheel throne carried by 4 living creatures, each with 4 faces. This throne, this chariot, became the foundation of macabre mysticism, an entire tradition of Jewish visionary practice rooted in this single chapter. The most devastating moment in these chapters, Ezekiel sees the kavod, God's glory, the luminous presence that dwelt in the temple, literally rise up and leave the building. God is abandoning the temple before Babylon destroys it. For a priest, this is the ultimate horror. The building isn't just architecture, it's the dwelling place of the divine, and God has walked out. Chapter 18 then introduces a radical theological idea, individual responsibility for sin, breaking from older models of collective punishment. Chapters 25 through 32 form a bridge section, oracles against foreign nations. Ezekiel turns outward, condemning Tyre, Egypt, and others, calling them the uncircumcised. The tone is vengeful, almost triumphant. These chapters belong to a standard prophetic genre, but Ezekiel's versions are especially vivid. They heavily influenced the book of Revelation's imagery of fallen empires and divine judgment. Chapters 33 through 48 shift the tone dramatically. Chapter 33 reports the fall of Jerusalem, the hinge moment the entire book has been building toward, and then hope. Chapter 37 delivers the valley of dry bones, scattered skeletons reassembled, refleshed, reanimated by God's breath. It's a vision of national resurrection. The book's grand finale, chapters 40 through 48, lays out that meticulous blueprint for a rebuilt temple and a renamed Jerusalem. Most prophetic books, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Hosea, are thematic collages edited and rearranged over centuries. Ezekiel is the exception. Its chronological ordering, anchored by 14 specific date formulas, gives the book an almost diary-like quality, likely reflecting a single author or tightly controlled scribal tradition. But Ezekiel's influence didn't stop with the exile. His book reshaped an entire religious tradition. He did theology without a temple from foreign soil, anticipating the future of Judaism and later Christianity as traditions that exist independent of a single sacred site. His strange imagery, wheels within wheels, living creatures with four faces, fed directly into Jewish mysticism and Christian apocalypticism. Ezekiel lost everything a priest held sacred, and from that loss, he built a vision of restoration so detailed that people are still arguing about its blueprints 2,600 years later.